At the end of the day, somebody has to do the tagging. I am just Wiz, an artist who lives and works in Africa. That's it. I don't look at my work and say, oh, I'm doing African painting. If you feel Africa through my work, it's because I live here. I don't tag myself. Let others do the tagging as if done all along. It doesn't change me as a person or change my work, as a matter of fact. I'm here in my environment and I'm comfortable. So what should change? Okay? If it changes for the better, it's fine. But don't bamboozle me in order to make it change. No. As far as I'm concerned, I'm doing what I want to do because I want to do it. It is the work I like to do. I enjoy what I do, and I'll continue to do it, whether somebody comes along or not. So, I'll continue to do it. So, for as long as you respect the value I put on my work, I'm prepared to pay for it. It's okay by me. My story is just that, my philosophy, the philosophy in my art is just life, okay? Because that's what I've learned to appreciate from from when I was very young. Life has always, whatever I do in my art, life has been guided by what I've been through life. My very experiences, my very everyday experiences, So the general philosophy is about that. It's not about proving anything to anybody. It's about giving something that is in me out there for others to have, to look at. Even if they pay for it, they cannot completely pay for it. That is what it is. I paint pictures. I paint pictures that reflect me as a person, how I relate to my environment, how I look at the world in general, and how I relate all those vibrations, together. It is everything. It is my life. That's what it is.
Did you choose that to be your life, or did it choose you to be that your life?
I've always been like this, so I could say it chose me. Because I was born like this, if you know what I mean. I've never known a time when I haven't done this. It is all I've done since I was a child. And naturally, when I was growing up, I went through school. I went through all the school systems that I can think of to college. And of course, I've considered going to do pursue other professions. And I could have, because I satisfied everybody at that point, everybody but myself. I satisfied everybody by going through school and doing well in anything that I've been asked to do. And at that point, but of course, at the end of the day, I decided that, the art decided that that's the direction I should go. So I went to art college and did art. This world, you cannot satisfy everybody, you cannot please everybody. You can only try to live your life as well as you want to live it, and let others to relate to that. And that's the same philosophy that guides my work. I do my work without trying to define a style or trying to fit into somebody's, you know, what do you call it? Somebody's scope of things. I don't try to do that. I try to do what I feel like doing. If it fits somebody's, or meets somebody at a certain level, that's fine. If somebody comes and does not like it and is very negative, that's also fine, because a work of art is supposed to get a certain reaction from somebody. If it doesn't get a reaction at all, then it's dead. It's not. That's what I think. That's what I would describe art as. Art is supposed to excite or, generate something from somebody who is looking at it, even if it's negative. So that is why I let people decide or try to feel the work I do from any perspective they want to look at it.
What I understood is it's about, it's important to have your own, to be true to your own self and to create a style that is you, or to, is that what you're saying?
It's important.
And to have a distinguish that when people...
It is important to put yourself in there, in your work,
Identification, is that what we're talking about now?
Identity, maybe we can label it identity, but for as long as you're sincere with your ideas and what you want to do and what you want to put across, and it's coming freely from you, that identity will naturally come. I mean, it doesn't matter what style you're working in. You can change your style completely. People will look at it and say, that's him. They might be confused for a while, but then they can still identify you in there. That's you. That's, you don't have to, you don't force that. It just comes naturally. So when somebody else is forcing it, you can actually be able to, you can tell, you can tell. What I need to say here is that as an artist, I am more interested in the process of work than the final product. Usually when I finish a work, I just put it away and not look at it for a long time, because the process is what I work for. I working through that process, is why I start the work in the first place. So as long as I enjoy the process, I will go through finishing with the work. If I don't enjoy the process, at some point the work stays as it is until I can come back to it and feel that I want to continue developing the process. Now, this work you're talking about has at the same time a landscape feel, and at the same time it has all the structures of the kente cloth that we talked about. The movement relates to like the landscape. Now this is about work. The work is supposed to suggest to somebody who is looking at it what happens in the day, like from the morning till the evening. So the color suggestions that are playing on the 3 different panels are supposed to, give one an idea of the different times of the day, like the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. When you wake up, you work, and you go to bed. So generally, this is what this is about. Now, I used a lot of symbols in there that would suggest what happens in a particular time of the day. And they also include a short text that will give you an idea what happens also. So it's a combination of the symbols, combination of the colors from around me, that I add to my technique of using the roller brush to create patches that you tend to refer to as a collage technique. If I have an idea, I can spread that idea over a couple of canvases, which means that I will try the idea in various forms on several canvases at the same time, and then slowly get to develop them to different stages or levels, if you like. Some of them can take years after the first idea has been put down, can take months to work on it, to finish eventually. Others will finish immediately, so you end up getting variations that are quite different from each other, if you like, even though you started them at the same time, We live in times when this has become necessary for it to be a profession. It has become necessary for it to be an occupation and all that. But otherwise, it is not. I think I think we've been, as artists, I think we should appreciate what we've been given as artists, the special skills that we've been given to process life with, because unfortunately we tend to self-destruct most of the time, because we become too, how do I put it, we become too full of ourselves, if you like, at some point, and believe that we are, God's gift to the world. Of course we are, but we are supposed to serve people with what we have. It's supposed to benefit people, if you like. What we do is supposed to benefit people. So I don't particularly regard what I do as an occupation, if you like. But I cannot divorce it from the fact that it provides for myself and my family. So
I looked at your work and I thought of this, and this is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Please.
Thank you. Let me see. Is it a letter bomb or something?
No, not yet. I don't know.
Wow.
There's one or two works of yours. It sort of like reminded me of her.
I like her work. She goes back and forth.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, and even the depth,
Yeah.
and gives the
Yeah,
way
look at this.
exactly, and paints like a man. It's nothing is feminine about what she does.
Yeah, you cannot see this work and then
Yes, but because there's some
know
work,
immediately that is by.
yes.
First, and I will be now for skinny. What pair me still man pain, what mammy get drove me so my man, what trouble at time so man trunking, what just I'm saying, I still make chili. The chain never back, make killing about what the share me, one for feeling, I appear to keep him my normal failing. As I call you move back, put in a new shishi, but I'm good on get a balloon booty. I eat a low palagano needy, I appear to balakato food. Never never yawn and come papa can't do. When I drop in, what bra with the trampo to make it just thrown on the pass here, canzo, there was some wedding, Ubi Fissy Rambo.
Before we off the camera, please tell us what bamboozle means. It means.
But bamboozle comes from out there, so you should be able to find it. There's so many ways of finding that word.